So here we are then with part 2 of Season 2 of my F1 2021 Immersive Driver Career with Ferrari now. And today we've got the Chinese Grand Prix, which we've subbed in for the Singapore Grand Prix in Season 2. So Singapore Grand Prix will be no more this year, and we've slotted in China to the start of the season, which I think breaks up that start of the season. It does feel weird having Monaco as round 3, so pushing all those Grand Prix back a little bit is good, and having China back on the calendar. I certainly prefer this circuit to a Singapore, for instance, but no, it's going okay so far. We of course scored points, or a point, in our first Grand Prix. Looking at the R&D, we have brought a slight minor update to this weekend, bringing us a little bit up towards McLaren. We have got a couple more in the pipeline, which would probably take us on par with McLaren, and hopefully that will be happening before the Spanish Grand Prix. So that is the hope, that's the expectation, but let's see how we get on in qualifying today. Here we come then, up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 131.4, which is 1.7 seconds slower than Max Verstappen, but we are quicker than Nicholas Latifi at the moment. I don't know by how much, but yeah, might be a little bit more work to do on lap 2 of this run. You can see already about a tenth up as we go through the Sector 1 time split. And remember, we're just looking to get into the top 15 here. That's all we're worried about.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Here we go then, up to the line. Another tenth of a second shaved off, but still quite a way off Lance Stroll, and you'd feel like he would probably be a car that we're battling with to get into the top 10. So we might have to go again, which would be a shame, but well, not the ideal start to our Ferrari career so far. Well, we took a risk by staying in the garage, but we are through to Q2. But as you can see, a long time slower than Charles Leclerc there, 1.1 seconds. That is going to be quite tricky to make up and get ourselves into the top 10, but you know, I don't think the pace is there at the moment. I don't really know where he's finding it from, but Mercedes looking good, Red Bull looking good, and McLaren certainly doing well. Fernando Alonso up in the top 10 again. He looks back to his best so far at the start of this season, and making us really regret not staying in Alpine, because, you know, we'd have been consistently in the top 10 by the looks of it, and possibly fighting for podiums, and maybe even wins towards the end of the season, but we're going to have to think about this one. Well, here we go then, up to the line, and it's a 131.1. It's certainly not going to be anywhere near good enough to challenge for the top 10, but a better lap than what we did in Q1, just about, so if we can find those areas of the track where we're lacking.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Might be able to sneak into the 1 minute 30s.
Two minutes remaining in the session.
Well, here we come.
Here,
Only 4 tenths quicker, and once again, it's going to be P13 on the grid, just like in Bahrain, and that is a big disappointment, really. But I really, honestly don't think there was too much more in the car for me. And, you know, 4 tenths off Charles, I'll take that at this stage of the season. But look at Fernando Alonso up in 3rd, Kimi Raikkonen up in 6th there, and going out in Q2, a Gasly, Stroll, ourselves Yuki Tsunoda and Antonio Giovinazzi, but quite honestly, I don't think we had the 4/10ths in us. We're just going to have to mix it up with a strategy a little bit and hope that that brings us into play in the race.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once more, a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt we've got plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Can I get your take on Ferrari? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Vettel, Raikkonen and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Bottas, the captain and Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are then, down on the track.
Points finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Ready to go once again. And yeah, looking like a medium then hards. A one-stop strategy definitely looks like the way to go. So let's get out there on the mediums and hope to go along. So, formation lap of course. Got to make sure that
let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
that we're at our best today. Oh, a little bit losing the back end there. And, you know, we know that ourselves and Stroll are going to be the ones that are fighting it out on these medium tyres, but I honestly don't know where Leclerc got 7th from in this car. He is flying at the moment, and of course we're going to need to improve our performances, and you know, hopefully those will come. Of course, we've got some tough races to come, probably in Spain and Monaco. But Baku last year we had a good performance. Hopefully we can see something similar this year, and then we get to the group of races where we are very, very strong. Canada, France, Britain, Hungary, Belgium, Zandvoort, Italy, you know, to name but a few, and that's where we got to sort of survive up until. But you know, there is an opportunity here today to get some points here in China. You know, there's lots of good overtaking spots. We got excellent straight line speed. We were second through the speed traps in practice, so you know, we've got that going for us. We've got Bottas right ahead of us, and of course some corks in the bottles. If we can get ahead of the AlphaTauris, that would be very, very good for us, you feel. And here we come round the final corner of the formation lap. Lewis Hamilton lining up on pole position, Max Verstappen in second, Perez third with Lando Norris in fourth, Daniel Ricciardo fifth with Fernando Alonso starting in sixth, and then Leclerc, Vettel, Raikkonen, Gasly, Stroll, Bottas, ourselves down in 13th, Tsunoda and Giovinazzi behind us. And of course, then looking back, you've got the Haas cars and the Williams. So here we go, ready for the lights. Let's see how we get on in this Chinese Grand Prix. Well, we're away, and it's a better start than Lance Stroll. And we're gonna have a little look around the outside. Not quite, didn't manage it, but that's okay. Wow, that was a huge move. But we are through, and it looks like our front wing is intact. How on earth did we make that? Let's see if we can have a look at that on the replay. Not quite. But, yeah, you can see there's a tiny little bit of damage to the front wing, but only negligible. Will that make a big difference to the aerodynamics of the car? That's the question. It doesn't feel like it at the moment, but we're up to 9th ahead of Charles Leclerc. So what a big move that was. And now we've got our sights on Sebastian Vettel. We're 2 seconds ahead of the guys behind here. As Leclerc got a problem. He could well do. Raikkonen has just passed him. Gasly, well, he's down the inside of Vettel. I mean, Gasly's had an excellent start here as well. He started outside of the top 10. Valterri Bottas on the inside. Nothing we could do about it in terms of keeping the DRS, but trying to hold our lines through the corner. We are losing a little bit of time to Gasly ahead, which makes me think we are potentially losing a little bit more time than we're thinking on the front wing. Potentially we just stick an extra notch on the front wing. Once again, around the outside. Trying to give him room desperately. And we have got better traction. We are through on Bottas, but he is going to have another little look. But we're still ahead for now. And of course, Bottas will be coming into the pits fairly soon as a soft tyre runner, so he needs to get past us really. Won the first race in Bahrain. His teammate is currently leading the race, currently dominating the race, in fact, at the front of the field. And he will definitely be looking to close that gap up. But here we go. Once again, Bottas is going to have DRS. Didn't make it pay last time, but this time he's got an excellent run. He goes to what will be the outside line. We managed to brake, and he gets the switcheroo on us. Good move from Valtteri Bottas. And he goes into the pit lane. Well, now a battle with our old car, because Kimi Raikkonen went past us. There's a little bit of contact there. Not entirely sure what happened there. But let's have a little look. So he went round the inside, we swapped to the inside, and then he turned in on us. If you look, he turns in. Has he lost any of his front wing? That's going to be the big thing. I mean, I hope not, for Alpine's sake, but it's brought Tsunoda back into the mix here. We just need to settle into this Grand Prix, settle into this set of tyres, because we are losing a massive amount of time to Gasly now, and you know, he's one of the guys we're racing hard today for low-end points. Well, you join me on
to
lap
teammate
9
behind
of
is
this Grand Prix,
24.4
and
seconds.
all the soft tyre runners have come into the pits, including Charles Leclerc, who is down sort of at the back of that trolley train, just a little bit behind it, led by Lance Stroll, I believe. Yuki Tsunoda has managed to keep pace with us, but certainly doesn't have the straight line speed to pass us, even with DRS, so we are managing to stay in front of him for now. Lewis Hamilton is closing in as well. Obviously the net race leader. We don't want to be battling too much with him, but hopefully he battles with Tsunoda a bit and we can gain a bit of time on him. That's the plan anyway. I think Hamilton will pass Tsunoda on the next straight. He may well pass us as well. That's the problem we're kind of facing, but we managed to hold off Bottas down the straight a couple of times, so let's hope that we can hold off Hamilton now, because Hamilton right in the gearbox of Yuki Tsunoda, and there you go. DRS is going to become active, and there you go. Hamilton is now passing Yuki Tsunoda. I think we're going to be safe from him. So Tsunoda has come into the pits. I think he made a little bit of contact with Hamilton around the hairpin, but we're okay at the moment. On to lap 10. Our tyres are looking okay. Not brilliant, but we're pitting in the next sort of 3 laps-ish. So, got to stay ahead of Hamilton now and try and go with him if he does pass us. So there goes Lewis Hamilton past. Trying to stick with him with a bit of ERS. Well, didn't mean to throw it down the inside, but he did brake fairly early for the corner. Got some nasty flat spots on the front tyres now.
Window, you'll be on the hards.
But I'm hoping that we can sort of get dragged along by Hamilton here and keep our pace going. I do think through the middle sector in particular, though, Hamilton is just going to have too much for us, but we can try. Well, Kimi Räikkönen out of the session and safety car deployed.
Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
We need to bring down the delta pace. Just about managed it.
Charles is in the pits.
And Charles Leclerc, well, everybody coming into the pits, we are surely going to be messed around here, because everybody seems to have come in. We're obviously going to come in.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy that.
But we have to make sure that we stick to the delta, because it's happened at the start of the lap. We're just at a disadvantage here. But hopefully it does mean we can come back out in a strong position. Come on. This delta is way too low. You're not telling me Hamilton's going at that?
Down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
The big question is, do we come in and get our front wing replaced? I don't think we do. Come on. Right, so Hamilton continues out there. And we're now in the pits. We're fine. We're not going to get our front wing replaced. We're just going to get an extra notch on the front wing.
Go, go, go.
We're away. There goes Stroll. He's still on the medium tyres. There's Giovinazzi.
Look after
And
these
there's
tyres
Bottas,
now.
and
We wanna
we're
finish
out
the
in
race on
8th
this
place.
compound.
I think we can be very, very happy with that. We've come in, we've had our pit stop, and we've come out in 8th position. That is awesome, and I think Stroll will definitely have to stop again. Norris is going to have to stop again, presumably. Vettel there behind, he's on hard, so he's going to be somebody we're battling, but yeah, I mean, Gasly's the big winner out of all of that. He's currently in, I would say, probably 3rd position, maybe even 2nd. I don't know if he managed to come out in front of the Red Bulls, but that is an awesome position for Pierre Gasly to be in. We've managed to come in, get our tyres on. We've gained a couple of positions on probably where we would have been. But wow, if we'd come in the lap before, we'd been in a very, very strong position, but hey, you win some, you lose some. Safety cars in this lap. We're hoping that we don't have the Australia incident happen again, where we're given a time penalty. Getting alongside the car in front, but here we go. We're back underway here in China. And well, there is a few cars ahead that I think we could have a good chance over today, but we've got to make sure we keep these tyres up to temperature. Norris already having a good look. Stroll ahead. He's looking like a cork in the bottle already. Goodness me, he's slow. Bottas is having a little look at Giovinazzi. But Bottas is going to need to come into the pit soon, I think. Don't think he's going to be able to survive till the end of the Grand Prix on those medium tyres, but it's imperative for his strategy that he gets ahead of Giovinazzi, which may well give us an opportunity. We're just sort of keeping ourselves to ourselves here. But there you go, Bottas having a little look now. Possibly going around the outside, turns into the inside line, gives us a chance now. This will quickly narrow, but we are through. We're through on Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo. And now Bottas having a little look at the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. Will he be able to pass? That's the question. The Mercedes don't seem to have the straight line speed that some of the other cars have. Certainly seem to be slower in a straight line than us. Is Stroll going to come into the pits? That's the question. Stroll does. Stroll comes into the pits, as does Giovinazzi.
You have a 1 second lead over the car behind. Be aware.
And Lando Norris as well, so we are up to 6th place now. As I said, I think Bottas will be coming in for some new tyres at some point. We've got Sebastian Vettel behind. He is going to be tough to keep behind. Tsunoda there as well. Of course, we were in a bit of a battle with Tsunoda before Tsunoda came into the pit, so it's good to know that we seem to have still come out ahead of him. So we didn't lose anything by losing the lap behind the safety car essentially before our pit stop, but in a nice position of 6th place now. There you go, Bottas pits. Valtteri Bottas in the pit lane. So we're now up to 5th position.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Gasly ahead. He is in 2nd position, so what a result for Pierre Gasly if he can manage to hold on to this. And we've picked ourselves up a nice DRS train behind us, so if we can break out of this 1 second to Vettel, it would be crucial, you feel, for our race. Well, here comes Sebastian Vettel with DRS then. And we managed to hold the inside line. So we're back through, but look who is very close. Mr. Charles Leclerc. And he'll be looking to take advantage of Tsunoda. Yeah, we're in trouble here because we're at the back of this DRS train, and there you go, Vettel Managed to make it through. But we're back through. Well, Vettel's back through now, and I think we're going to just have to let him go. I don't think we're going to be able to stay ahead of him. I'm not sure we're going to be able to stay ahead of the other guys behind us, if I'm totally honest with you.
Check your MFD
Well,
for a new strategy option.
That was a disaster.
Some
We've
information
got
on
a
Alonso. We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots
got
of
a drive-through
loose debris on the
penalty.
track. The safety car is being...
And I think that was incredibly harsh because we sort of lost it. There's nothing I could do there. And, well, it is a disaster now. Australia are all
Drop
over
your
again.
Speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Understood. Copy that.
So, the drive-through penalty cannot be took under safety car conditions, so we've got to come in and we've got to hope for the best here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear, well,
Complete. Go now.
we haven't got the setting on for replacing front wing damage. So we're going to have to now trickle round. Oh, this is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. What was turned into quite a good race has now turned into complete disaster by going wide on one corner or catching a bit too much curb. We've put Fernando Alonso out of the race. Oh dear, I suppose we have got some new soft tyres. We could go for them.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy that.
We're not going to hards. We got the drive-through penalty as well. I mean, this is just complete disaster territory. I don't think we're going to salvage anything out of this race. And, well, it's a sad return to China, really.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Well, safety car in this lap. We are not going to make it round in time to catch the back of the pack. I don't think so. It's an absolute disaster. But we can come in.
The
We
track
can
is clear. Green flag.
take our drive-through penalty. I think a drive-through is incredibly harsh. But here we come into the pit lane for that drive-through penalty. And we just have to drive past our pit crew. Nothing that can be done. And, well, we've got 7 laps of this Grand Prix to go. Let's see if we can get a fastest lap. Well, Daniel Ricciardo's out. Are we going to have another safety car? I don't think so. Not at this
Yellow
stage.
flag.
It's a pity, because that would have brought us way back into the race. But not to be. Well, we managed to get the fastest lap at 1:32.7. I don't think we're going to manage to catch Lando Norris and Giovinazzi, though. I think they're too far ahead. 22 seconds with 5 laps to go is going to be too much of a mountain to climb. We'll give it one more lap to see where we get to, and then I think we will pull over to the side and retire the car. Well, I think we're going to come in and we're going to retire the car. Because there's just not a lot of point from here. We're just going to come in and retire the car. So there you go, driving into our slot, a little practice, but no need to move on.
It's victory in Shanghai then, and what a victory
Lewis
it is
Hamilton
after an
will have won
incredible
the Grand Prix.
Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Well, I have to say, a very
So
disappointing
then,
Grand Prix in the
it's time to
end.
see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Yuki Tsunoda gets my vote today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Yeah, very, very tough race for us in the end, and especially because of the penalty. And again, I think it's harsh. I do think it's harsh. We lost it. Okay, our car was in the middle of the track. That it's our fault. We lost it, but you know, the fact that Alonso went into it, that was on him, and just gutted really. A 1:32.7, fastest lap of the race, but we could have been well up there. We were behind Vettel and in front of Tsunoda when that incident happened. We would have finished in the points, I'm fairly sure of that, and you know, we would have got off to a perfect start at the team really in terms of those point scoring finishes, but we're gonna have to improve massively in the next episode when we go to Spain. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.